This is the Marshall Origin 5. It's the smallest of the Origin series. It's got a lot of cool features, but is it any good? I do a lot of recording and YouTube videos, and the only thing I was really missing was a Marshall amp. I didn't feel like investing thousands of dollars to get one. This one here was at 200 euros from Thomann. It was a B-stock amplifier. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this amp, except that it does have some shortcomings out of the factory. I have ways to counter this, and I'm going to share that with you in this review. If you want to know more about the Origin 5, I have affiliate links in the description box below. If you use those, it's at no extra cost to you, and you help support the channel. This will be a pretty detailed review, so feel free to use the chapters. I've included some time codes, and you can just navigate to whatever section of this video that you want. The Origin 5 is a 5-watt amp. It's equipped with a Celestion 815, which is an 8-inch speaker at 16 ohms. It's equipped with a two-way foot switch, which controls the boost, and the effects loop, which is a series effects loop. Volume with a pull boost. It has a 3-band EQ with a tilt EQ, more on that later. Power scaling down to 0.5 watts. It's a 1-channel amp with 2 ECC83 or 12AX7s and 1 EL84 power tube, and it weighs 9.4 kilogram or 21 pounds. Here's what you're getting for 200 euros. You're getting an amp that does the old Marshall thing really well. There's a series effects loop. It's scalable down to 0.5 watts. The EQ is rather flexible, especially the tilt EQ really helps you dial in whatever guitar you're using with the amp. And it does come with a foot switch where you can instantiate the effects loop or turn it off, and the same thing with the boost function. If you get the Origin 5, you're going to notice that the speaker in there is complete crap. It doesn't sound good. I've tried everything I could, and even putting a mic in front of it and playing with a mic placement, the speaker seems to accentuate some really god-awful frequencies that just make this amp sound like it's really not all that good. Now, the thing is, I'm using a 2-notes Captor, and I bypass the speaker completely, use some IRs, and the circuit in there is actually really, really good. It sounds like a Marshall should. And paired with the right speaker, this thing sounds huge. But the speaker that they decided to put in there, the 8-inch and that particular model, really isn't a good combination with the speaker. So I think this is the biggest flaw with this amplifier, is that stupid speaker. Luckily, there is a 16 ohm out. So if you want to use another cab with much better speakers, you're going to get much, much better result than the stock speaker. If you want to take out the tubes and change them yourself, you're going to have to take out 4 screws from the top and then take the unit out and flip it. That's where the tubes are. So basically the tubes are pointing at the front of the grill, which is a bit weird because if you want to take them out, you can't just put your hand inside the cabinet and just pull them out and put them back in. You're going to have to take out the whole amp and flip it over and do it that way. If you want to change the speaker in there, because it isn't all that great, there's not much you can do in terms of speaker choice because you're going to have to respect the footprint of that speaker. I could barely fit a finger between the speaker and the amplifier. There's not even half an inch clearing there. So if you want to put a different speaker, keep in mind that you're going to have to go with the exact same footprint and size. Personally, I wouldn't bother changing it. For that price, you might as well get yourself something like the Harley Benton, the small one, the 112 that comes with a V30. That would probably be like much, much better than just changing the speaker in that thing. You'd get a much better cabinet, bigger, and you'd get a better sound than what comes stock with this thing. The amp doesn't come with reverb, but it does have an effects loop, so there's that. My last point is the power scaling. Despite going down to 0.5 watt, since this is a non-master volume amp, you have to crank the master volume all the way up if you want to get any dirt out of it. So that means that you're bringing the overall volume up considerably. And you would think 5 watts, 0.5 watts must be a pretty huge difference. And truth be told, it really isn't. It knocks it down a bit, but since you're bringing up the master volume, that thing is still spitting out a lot of volume. So if you live in a flat, an apartment, there's a lot of people around during the day and you're trying to crank this thing up and get your AC/DC on, you're probably going to get some complaints. Some people are going to talk about attenuation, but you already have attenuation. So it's kind of a shame that it doesn't go even down further. Now, if Marshall ever does a revision on this thing, I hope they can bring it down even further. So that way, for those of us who can't really make all that much noise during the day, or if we want to play at night and not disturb people in the next room, it should go down even further than what it is right now, because at 0.5 watt, that thing is still fairly loud. Let's talk about who this is for. If you're someone who does home recording and you have your own cabinet, you can get away with cranking up an amp and doing a bit of noise during the day, then I highly recommend it, especially if you're looking for that vintage Marshall tone, especially the non-master volume Marshall tones. This is a great option. If you have the 2 notes Captor, even better, or something similar to it. If you need the Origin 5 to be your all-purpose amp that's going to cover all your needs, and you want it to be whisper quiet and you need it to sound good at low volumes, I would be a hard pass. At this price point, the features are very cool. It's a good intention. However, in practice, it doesn't work all that well because the effects loop is in a tricky spot at the back. I wish it'd be more accessible. So if ever they do a revision 2 on these things, those are things I would consider. There's also the fact that the power scaling doesn't knock it down enough. If you need it to be far more quiet than it is with the full power and you just want to play at more bedroom levels, this thing doesn't do it. They should knock it down, maybe down to 0.1 watts, something like that. It should be more considerable. So that way it would make it a bit more versatile for home use. So to recap, the speaker is garbage. The size of the cab is not sufficient. The effects loop is a good addition and the power scaling is a good addition, but it doesn't bring it down enough. If you enjoyed this video, I'm starting a brand new series all about the Marshall Origin 5. I'm going to show you how to get the best sounds out of it. I'm going to demo the amp with different pedals and different guitars, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks to help you get the best tones out of it. If you're interested in that, click on one of the videos appearing on screen now, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Cheers.